with this. Alright, now stream is live.
Oh, so they missed all this on the stream? They
Oh
missed all the
yeah,
setup?
I know. Poor people missed all the dodges and DCs. What a travesty.
That was a quality 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
I got the fucking Moana soundtrack on right now. It's fantastic.
Don't let Brad hear it. He's gonna kick your ass.
I don't give a shit what Brad hears. And how far I'll go, I on this
Never
island.
did watch Moana.
So happy on this island.
Isn't this where we dodged last game?
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Got the Taric, the Corki, the Rangar, the Mumu, the Scion. One team tanky, one team burst heavy. See what else is gonna come out.
One team tanky, the other team a bunch of perky ninjas from the Leaf Village.
The Vagar.
We lost that line. It calls me.
You guys been seeing a lot of Kaises in your game lately?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
I have not been seeing her much.
Really? I see her every game.
Yeah, I've seen her almost every game since she came out.
Wow. Where's she mostly being played?
I've just seen her kind of all over the place. I've seen her jungle, mid, and bot. I think that I don't know where she's best at. She's a really interesting champ. Like I feel like she just scales so well. Like it's more just about how you play her individually because it's like as long as you make it through laning phase, you can get strong later on. But it's kind of anecdotal at this point since I haven't played against her enough to really judge it. I also played a couple games on her myself, and but it was before the hot fix even, so it felt pretty bad at first.
She's striking me as like the AD carry that's gonna have a trouble finding a home, kind of like Quinn.
Yeah, she feels like a worse Vayne to me. Like she gets stronger into the late game, so it's like if
I feel like she's a mid-game Vayne. That's what she feels like to me.
I could see that.
like-
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't quite scale as hard as late with like the insane burst of the true damage, but she has a really hard spike in the mid and like kind of mid late game, but her short range really hurts her.
That ult shield's pretty nice too, though.
Yeah. It's kind of underwhelming though. I think the most part it's best to just catch people off guard with repositioning. Like the shield itself doesn't feel strong enough to like justify being like, I'll jump into tank a ton. Kind of thing.
I don't know. I just played against one, and like I had a headshot proc on with Caitlyn on her, and she shed like ulted to me, and it looked like I did nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
She's
it's
not
still
building tanky. She,
right. It's still no. They're definitely not building tanky, and the shield definitely like obviously it's gonna absorb some damage, but I just think like when I played her a couple times, I kind of overestimated what I could push my limits to by like jumping back in with shield. So it can be like really punishing if you're using it too aggressively. Which I tend to do. I tend to use things over aggressively.
man, got to push the envelope.
Yep. and then hate myself and self-loathe as I go 0-5 on Kaisa, a new champion that I've never played. I get so down on myself sometimes when I do poorly. It's pretty bad, but makes me get better, I guess. So, this looks like it's going to be a really...
We got to support Igar? Is that what I'm picking up here?
It does look like the support Vigar. And that might be a mid lane Scion. It could be Gangplank mid, I could be wrong, but it might be a mid lane Scion. So
See, I would put my money
I-
on the mid plank.
I'm surprised that it's not Scion support, Vigar mid, Gangplank top, because that's the only assignment of those lanes that actually makes any sort of sense. but-
see, the problem is you haven't been to Lola community games. And
yeah.
You're not slumming with the bronzies. That's pretty
Um,
Igar bot.
well, it's also Blake plays it a decent amount. I've seen him play quite a bit of
I actually don't
Vagar
think
support.
the Vigar support is that bad.
No, I
It's-
mean
it's not. It's just not bad at all.
level
Yeah.
6 you just nuke them, so there's no way to carry that has enough MR at level 6 to not get duked by a Vagar.
Level 6, it's just a raid party. I mean, it
Can
becomes
you,
that kind of party.
Could you be a little bit more professional with your shoutcasting, boys?
No, see,
Sorry. It becomes a raid party.
That's better.
There, spice it up for you. I said it too plain.
I can't wait
Like
for to
Tony
hear
the
Zyrene
Tiger.
say that at the next LCS game. Oh my god, we got a raid party going on in the bot lane.
Yeah.
He just slips it in there. Nobody's really too sure if he said it or not until the 50 Twitch clips come out. That's on the front page of Reddit, and then everyone.
and he, and then he
Like
gets
the Louis
fired.
CK joke. The president just throwing in a derogatory Jew in his conversations. Don't be too obvious about it. Just subtly, you know. You all gotta treat each other well. The whites, the blacks, some Jews. You know,
Who was that? Who was that by?
Louis CK.
Yeah, that's such a funny one.
Apparently, EA is making a all-access EverQuest deal where you could play EverQuest Koronov progression server.
These words mean nothing to me.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of big words I'm not catching here.
This is super interesting. You still have to pay every month. That's dumb.
What, EA wanting to put something behind a paywall? No way.
Well, I mean, you're
So
playing
weird.
fucking EverQuest. It is 19 years old. Maybe this is the time we let the paywall go.
hey, that game is older than me.
Oh god.
And
Yeah.
they're still charging for it.
Holy shit, the game is older than Ponder.
Holy cow.
Well, yeah, for its 19-year anniversary, we're going back to Norath, bitches.
That's why I pirated Halo. It's like they're still charging $20 for Halo 1, and I'm like, I'm not paying that.
Jeez.
This game came out in like 2005. It's been obliterated by the passage of time. Like, fucking
Except, okay, hold on. Daybreak All Access Pass, 1 membership, 1 price, all the perks. And then it says $14.99. That's not an exceptional value. That is an average price for an MMO.
Yeah.
Wait. Here's what you get. You get 100% access to EverQuest. EverQuest 2. PlanetSide 2. And DC Online Universe.
Ooh.
And this is dumb. This is really dumb.
I tried playing DC Universe so many times. It always just kind of left me wanting.
ooh, so
Yeah,
we're
but
in the
I
game.
do remember that game art. That game art was so old and cool.
We're in
Yeah,
game.
pretty much the
waiting on the
opposite
spawns.
of Ponderous Sea Lion.
Wow. Oh, are we in game? Okay, we're in game.
We are in game.
Oops.
And
So-
we got a pause.
Woohoo! I swear to God, the disconnect rate for custom games is like 5 times higher than the disconnect for normal games. I don't know if it's like something on Riot's end or if it's just fucking how shit works, but like I have yet to start a custom game that didn't have a goddamn PC.
Yeah.
But we can talk about the game while we're waiting for them to reconnect. So, on the jungle side, I'm looking at Amumu versus Rengar, and
Yeah,
Rengar
Punters,
obviously.
how's
what's up?
that action gonna play out with a passive ass Amumu versus a Rengar?
Well,
That was the
I
easier
can't
case.
say for sure. Depends on how good the Rengar's pathing is. Rengar could always go blue to red. He could just start at Amumu's red with whatchamacallit. If I was a Mumu, I would probably go. I'd start. I might even start red buff, start E, and then go red, wraiths, and then blue buff to avoid the Rengar invade. It's probably, I think, Amumu's best course of action, because Rengar will clear faster than him early levels and later levels.
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is, if Rengar finds Amumu in the jungle, it's gonna be a rape party.
Yeah. Again, say it a little more professionally.
It's gonna be a rape party.
There we go.
Think Tony
Yeah,
the
you ever-
Tiger.
You ever seen that?
It's gonna be rape.
There, right. I wonder why people think that video games are exclusionary to females.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it.
Tony, where did the toucan touch you?
Yeah, fucking. You know, it's like rape jokes are exclusively male comedy, and women don't find that funny at all. Who
Nah, you
knows?
just gotta find the right women that do
Who
find it.
knows?
Or force it on them.
You- you-
I just got that. God damn it.
You know how I know me and you were having sex tonight? Because I'm stronger than you.
Oh
Who
god.
was that? Who was that? That's the funniest fucking joke. Who told that originally? Was that Tosh or was it someone else?
You think Tosh would say he's stronger than anybody?
Did you guys like? I was in court the other day. Did you guys know that there's a sex offender registry? Who's buying gifts for these people?
God damn it.
Okay.
I said that to the prosecutor the other day, and she well, first thing I said was like, "Did you know there's a sex offender registry?" She looks at me like I'm retarded. Because I am an actual lawyer.
Yeah,
and I'm
so, of
currently
course.
defending somebody for failure to register. Anyway, whenever I said that, I was like, she looks at me really weird, and it went completely over her head. And then I turned around, I was like, sex offender registry, like a wedding? And then she's like, oh my god, that's a hilarious joke.
It's too bad you had to tell it to her because that just makes it so much not funny.
Yeah, the assistant prosecutor thought it was fucking hilarious.
Well, I'm glad it landed. I thought you were gonna have one of those like
Yeah.
you're standing there with your mouth open, and the person's just giving you the dirtiest look in the world.
Well, the funny thing is, like, because it was 1 for 2, I wanted to see if the joke was truly funny, so I went to the prosecutor's actual office and told it to the staff, and they're like, no, that's a really good joke. I was like, okay, I thought so.
Blake needs to validate. So, yeah.
Well, no, I just wanted to check. I'm like, am I the only one that finds this funny?
That's what a validation is.
This, yeah, you
Amumu's
just
about
described.
to walk in. Amumu's
Oh.
dead.
Goodbye,
Yep.
Boo Boo.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, so Amumu, if you rewatch this, your early pathing was pretty rough. You can't path that way against Rengar. He's going to beat you up.
Yeah.
No.
Scion is laying it into Corgi.
You
That
got to
early game
he's
con-
going to invade you.
If you were
should've
curious, that was the moment you got raped.
Yeah. It takes 3 diamond players' insight to be able to tell you that, but yeah, you got raped. Sorry, buddy.
I don't know. I'm
You
with
got
one. I could
raped.
kind of see it.
Oh, here we
Ooh,
go.
the oh,
Ooh!
he's still at
No,
heel.
Keep
Keep
shooting!
going. Yep.
He has no mana. He has no health. And even if you trade, he's dead. Just kill his ass. Oh man.
Like the initiative to flash forward, but you gotta finish it. Gotta
you just
finish
gotta
what you
keep
start.
in it like it was done. You just keep. You were right. Like your instincts were right there. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Uh oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Some spicy moves all around. Corky
So,
barely
for one
flashing away from
flashes.
that.
I'm not a fan of Rengar's itemization here. I think that Serrated Dirk would have been. He went back to 1200. I think that Serrated Dirk Pink Ward would have been a lot better than Boots Skirmishers. Because at this point, what you want to be doing as Rengar is you just want to be in a Mumu's jungle 24/7, killing him. Because his lanes don't have a ton of pressure. Corky can do okay against Scion.
Yeah, even if
Bot
he's
lane's
getting
kinda
beat up, he
pushed
can still
in, but-
farm.
I'd say like we definitely don't want to be spending any money on condoms.
Heal! Oh,
Because it's
oh,
a
he didn't
rape
have
bar.
heal up.
Oh, there's Rengar. Got Scion's teleport out. Rengar jukes, and that's about all that's gonna happen. So, what was that?
1 for 1, ADC
Support
for
or
support.
for AD carry?
Yeah, and a
This is,
TP out of mid laner, so.
Definitely in blue team's favor.
Yep.
This is one of those games where you'd want to go Poacher's Dirk, wouldn't it?
I don't
Rengar.
ever go Poacher's Dirk on
Yeah,
any champion.
I don't think there's ever a
Um,
point you go Poacher's Dirk.
You can, but like I'd rather have the stats now than have the stats later.
Yeah. I mean, the
I
other
don't
thing
care
is.
if there's 10 grand of African ivory out there and you need a small knife to kill it. You're still not going Purchase Dirk.
Yeah, Poacher's Dirk just isn't like, especially like,
boy.
what if the Rengar invades and then all of a sudden the other team starts being good about responding to like your invades? Like it's just like I
Right.
don't. Poacher's Dirk just isn't worth it with other items you can build.
Right. So, the thing that Rengar is not doing in this match, and I'm going to talk mostly about jungle because that's what I know. But when you're jungling, you always know that the wolf, because we know that Amumu's pathing. He killed Amumu when Amumu had 16 CS. Amumu doesn't kill Gromp fast, and he obviously didn't kill his Krug camp. So we know that he went. We know his exact pathing was blue, wolves, wraiths to red. So if you're Rengar, you're predicting that anytime that you kill wolves right after a buff, it spawns at about 435.
Ooh, good stun. Rengar's back.
Oh, he's dead.
Man, that was some really good Vigoring. You got to get the fuck away from that bush. That's a Rengar, dude.
Go.
Yep.
Good shit. Good from the blue
Okay,
team.
so
Trade their support
real
back.
quick, I do want to.
Nice dodge. Can he
Yeah.
get out though?
I do want to talk. No, he.
Oh,
is
the minion block. Oh, yeah, and the gangplank all, and the Amumu there. That's a dead Twitch.
Ooh, that's rough.
So,
Yeah.
here's one thing I do want to say about that. Viger, don't build refillable potion. It's ass. I really think that's a waste of money. And the reason I feel strongly about that is because you don't get any mana out of it, and that's the thing that you need is Viger. So, just forget it. I mean, it's not that good for you. Where you could buy if you want to save money, buy a fairy charm. That's way more useful to you in lane, and you can turn around and sell it after you're done. Because you spam enough because you build AP off of your spamming. So if you buy a fairy charm, it pays itself back in AP you get from spammability of spells. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What's the typical support Vigar build?
What do you mean, like runes or what?
No, I mean, yeah, just build items.
Okay. Generally, what you do is he's a character that you build the first upgrade to your spell thieves, or you build. I don't like Targons. I think it sucks. Right? I know people do that. They're like, well, you could see us and give them back whatever, from the Targon stacks, right?
Mhm.
Except it does really nothing for you except that. And the additional 2 AP you're going to get from cashing in your stacks, meh. Right?
Yeah.
I'd rather have the AP, the ability to build a fairy charm and build it into my second item, get that MP5. I'd rather have all that than I would the hit points.
Right.
Right.
If you build the other AP support item, you're probably already going to get the AP you would have gotten from farming. So, or more than it. to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just not worth it.
Right. So I mean, I would do that, and then I build into an early death cap because Viger has so much natural AP that building just straight AP early is not a problem,
Mhm.
and it gives him an insane power spike with the 40% boost on the AP that his passive is giving him. Like, it just lets him get to that one-shot point at one item.
Yeah.
So
And
I
then-
know it's insanely expensive, but I really don't care. Because every piece, every component item along the way is super helpful. Like the build path is so clean for that item anymore that it doesn't really hurt. And then like the other thing is if I have to back with a Mumu, no! There's too many bushes, friend.
Oh, but Rengar's getting collapsed on. The rest of the team for red has collapsed
think
earlier.
Maokai's still topside. He
blow
does
up
not know
that
what's going
dude.
on.
But Rengar should be okay to get out unless he gets CC'd by Sign. But
He flashes out. He's safe. So okay, but you guys saw the burst that he dropped on. the
ooh, a
Mumu,
nice
right?
flash stun. The ignite down.
Okay.
That's a dead Jin.
Okay. Odd question. If you've got ult, why wouldn't you do it during the engage when they're attacking you? And then you can just take no damage.
Ooh.
Oh,
Cyan
wow.
goes big in the paint. Smacks him.
Oh, the flash away from Corki. Oh, but he has flash up too,
Oh!
but he still lives.
Oh,
Oh,
auto him.
the E gets
That
him.
picks it up.
Wow.
What's the bola?
Man.
Honestly, a
So
nice
anyway,
job by Corki staying alive, though, for as long as he
But
did.
yes, support Viger, you just, if you can't build just a straight up needless, your support needlessly large rod, then,
No, has to support.
yeah, that allows you to support better. Then
The
what
more
you
dead
want to
they
do,
are, the more CC you have.
right. So what you want to do is just build a fairy charm and sit on them. Even if you build extra ones, it doesn't hurt that bad because you can sell them for like half price, and it's 125 gold. So you spend 60 gold and you get a whole bunch of spammable AP. But you're not gonna build it into anything because it only builds into like sustain items. I mean, I suppose you could build it into like redemption, but that would be ass for Viger.
But you don't go a lost chapter item.
I mean,
Would you consider
I've bought Morello's on him before, but I don't.
would you
the build
consider
path changed
Ludens
that.
now that they changed the build path?
Absolutely, I would consider Ludens.
Yeah.
So-
But I would always get the one I said earlier, the death cap first.
Well, Morello's actually isn't a lost chapter item anymore.
I was gonna say it's not anymore because they changed it, but that's what I said. Like I would get that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that
I'm
was.
trying to think of what are the lost chapter items.
I mean,
Archangel Staff, Luden's Echo, and escapes me the last one right now.
yeah, I can't think
I
of
would
either.
only get Ludens. And I actually toyed around with the idea of going like a tier build, but because it does like you do have mana problems early on, but those kind of resolve themselves later, right? Like I've never hit the mid game and be like, damn, I just don't have any mana for my spells,
Mhm.
you know, because it just doesn't get that bad.
Yeah, and besides your Q, like late game, you're only really expending spells if you can actually catch someone.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're just straight bursting someone to zero is what you're doing.
Corky's dead.
Yep.
That's a little rough.
Corki overstayed a little bit there, got flanked by the
He
Amumu.
almost got him. He just missed. I think if he would have got the Q off, that would have been great.
Something that's interesting to note is that even though Jin has died 3 times and Twitch has 3 kills, Jin is actually up by over 40 CS. So the gold on, let me check that. The gold on those 2 champions is actually in Jin's favor right now, despite the fact that he has a few deaths.
Wow.
The EXP advantage might be for Twitch, but that's interesting. that
Yeah.
It went that way. And
Yeah.
Rengar's actually down in CS to Mumu as well.
You go banner in.
Okay, so right here, if you have 4 people, there's no reason you shouldn't kill Rengar immediately. Just go kill his ass. I mean, I know you're like, hey, let's take the tower, but free kill right there. There's no reason, like, 2 people can dive turret after 6. 4 people, twice as
question.
easy.
And you guys are tanky as fuck with Scion mid and Amumu.
Yeah. So anybody that can get on him, it's gonna be like, well, what's the type of party? Some kind of party.
I don't know.
Dinner party?
Rare?
Yeah, a dinner party.
I thought it was a wine and cheese party.
Kind of party where bagpipes are gonna be played.
Okay, Amumu.
Scottish
real
party.
quick. I gotta talk to Amumu. You do not need Catalyst and Hunter's Potion. I think Hunter's Potion Amumu is pretty good. I don't know why you have the Catalyst though. That's just delaying your power spikes that actually matter. Don't buy Catalyst on Amumu. What does it build into besides?
Oh,
Aurora?
that was a nice little Viger
nice
move
gauge.
there, but
Nice gauge.
But
Let's
he
go.
had the W.
Mumu.
you gotta turn around and blast that Twitch.
Oh, Twitch is getting beat up by the Scion passive. Nice.
Okay. So
Rengar actually takes his first
to
death in the
descend
game.
to a min for a friend
So that's
of
a
the
good
channel,
shutdown for the
so
red team to
we
pick up.
can do-
And the red team's actually ahead by almost 4k gold right now,
Yeah,
despite being only up 1 kill.
the tower and CS differentials are just in their
Yeah.
favor.
Exactly.
Isn't there only like a 1 tower differential?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, but it's
differential.
first
Tower too.
Well, I mean it's 1,000 gold, but yeah.
It's also, like I said, tower and CS differentials.
The
Cause
CS is doing it more than the tower is for sure.
yep,
Because top's up by 20, mid's down by 10, jungle's up by 25, and that should not be the case in that
yeah.
matchup.
Jungle means more too because of those kind of monsters.
And I have to question the tab ice pickup from Rengar. I don't know how that helps. It doesn't help against Scion, Amumu, or Vigar, all of who
Jhin?
have. It helps against Jhin, but Jin's also got a bunch of CC. I think you'd be much better served going Mobies in this scenario. But if you
Oh
really
no,
want
I would
defensive
agree. I'm
plays-
just saying I think he's worried about getting like one shot by the Jhin or something.
he should be focused on one-shotting the Jhin, and tab eyes don't accomplish that.
Right, I agree. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I think I've got his train of thought down. Okay, he should be auto-attacking, and they could have just Viger ulted and killed him if he had just orb walked backwards on Tarek.
Yeah.
Like, literally could have killed him before the ult went off. Now you could do it again. Don't be scared, just go!
We're
Just
playing way too far back. Jhin.
get up there!
Well, they got Corki with package in bot lane right now, so they don't
I'd
know
be
that.
rubbing Corky's package on his own face. You're gonna step right into my stun like that.
They have a huge summoner advantage, so they might have actually been able to win that.
I'm doing
they-
a lot of damage to Corki.
Gangplank ult makes it rough. Nice stop on the Gangplank teleport by Maokai.
And for some reason, we're watching top lane now.
Bot lane,
Thank you, directed camera.
Yeah.
all of bot lane got out, so just the top
Oh,
lane
yeah.
fighting. Maokai's got no mana to do
Oh.
anything though. Ooh, the flash auto to finish.
Corki escaped out of that with very low health from the Jhin ult. Okay, right here, bot lane, you want to push that all the way in, and then base. Now you just want to go B Jhin. There's no point harassing this guy under turret. You're not going to kill him by yourself. Like right here, you just got an optimal back timing, unless he just kills himself maybe. Yeah, but right there you got an optimal back timing that you didn't take, and you don't know where Rengar is. He could just show up and kill your ass. He is mid lane, but you don't know that. So, yeah.
Is he gonna try to take the tower?
He,
That is super greedy. But
yeah,
Um,
you're not going to get punished for this here because of how the enemy team played it, but you absolutely should not have played it that way.
Sion just really wants that turret. Rift Herald should take it down. It's only like one auto left. There it goes, finally. Twitch going down as well. Sion knockups a lot, but he's on his own against 4 people. He's not making it out.
I mean, taking down that mid turret this early into the game is huge.
Right, it's definitely good. I'm just...
yeah, but I don't know that the ult in on it was super necessary.
I didn't see that part. My directed camera was being wonky. But if they defend their mid turret here, the red team, it's going to be really hard for them to come back in this game.
Yeah, a mid-inner that early is a big deal.
playing a little too far up there. Gangplank
Burst
gets
him,
caught
burst
out.
him,
Ult
burst
the
him.
wave.
Got
Okay,
him.
really nice by Vygar. See if they can
Support
keep going.
Viger,
Ooh,
baby.
Gangplank is playing way too far up, but it looks like he might get out. Yep, he gets
He's
out.
gonna get
It's the
out.
Taric ult.
Now,
Jin really low
Cage,
as well.
Cage, turn around. Turn.
Just have to be really
Not
careful
good.
as Gangplank.
Ooh,
There's
Twitch
still
is gonna show up and kill everyone here.
Burns. Feel the
Alright.
broken
They
engine.
take out Vygar. Jin gets out. Gangplank maybe gets out. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, looks like
The
it's
Twitch
fine.
flank.
Uh-oh.
has to be careful.
Twitch goes, oh shit! Then bails.
This is a classic.
Give me that which I desire.
This is exactly what happens in low elo games. People don't know where they should be, so they all just kind of group mid lane.
It becomes an ARM.
It becomes they're A-ramming the fuck out of it right now. Definitely not the right way to go. Amumu, why the fuck do you have Rod of Ages? Don't ever buy that shit on Amumu.
We'll give him the why behind it. Because a lot of people would think, okay, it's an AP item, it's a tank item.
And maybe use a
Why
little more
not?
tact with
So-
telling people why they shouldn't build things.
So, as a Amumu, there's two builds that you can go. You can go either AP, which is the fun one, but it's not that good, or you can go tank. And Roa seems good because it's a mix of both. It's like, oh, I can get AP and tank. But the fact of the matter is, you're just investing way too much time or way too much gold into mana. And you don't need that if you've got Hunter's Potion, and you don't need it anyways after your first clear. Like, you really should be okay on mana. And if you did want to go a health and AP item, Rylai's is your friend, way more than Roa is. I'd be totally fine if you bought a Rylai's, because you're ahead, you got a lot of farm, you're doing well for yourself. I'd be okay with Rylai's here. Roa, not a good use of gold. Nice flash over by Amumu, catches out.
No follow up.
The rest of the team, I don't think knew he was doing that.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
it
good
was a good
idea,
idea.
but didn't have the follow up there. Gotta make sure your
Oh,
team's
they
on the
end up
same
sniping out
page.
the Maokai. That's good.
So if you're gonna block, like body block Jin's ult, it's got a little bit of splash on it. You gotta watch out for that. Because like most of the time Jin's taking Comet.
Right.
They are starting up Inferno though without their jungler, but Rengar might be caught out here if they can land a barrel on him for the slow. They didn't land it. But
Didn't matter.
he's still
The
stuck
Scion
because of the
ult cut him off.
Scion
Good
ult.
zoning
Yep.
ult by Scion. Rengar flashes out. Don't think that's gonna help him. He's just trying to stall for something.
Ooh.
He's trying to stall for something. Doesn't work out. I don't know what
Time.
he's stalling for. Stalling
Yeah.
for the enemy jungler to come back.
Okay,
to life.
go take that fucking dragon right there.
It's okay if they want to get lane priority
Oh.
bot lane first
That
while they
just-
wait for
long
Amumu to come
shot.
back.
There's 5 gold.
Good rotation for Jin to push out bot lane while they take this. I think that Gangplank should have already like headed back top side. Honestly, they don't need his help here. Jin
Yeah.
should have pushed
How
out bot side. Gangplank should have left immediately, headed top, started pressuring that. That gives them Baron control. And then they get vision on Baron because they have a Mountain Dragon. They can probably take it pretty early into the game.
Yeah, now though with the way things are shifting, I think Gangplank needs to start. He needs to get back into bot lane, and they should be pressuring the top side with a 4-man team. GP's got ult and teleport, and Maokai does not have teleport.
Yep.
This is a great time to be pressuring Baron for Red Team.
Uh,
They've got
Red Team,
Infernal
there's no
and
reason for you
Mountain
guys to be mid.
Drake.
Unless the bot lane just keeps pushing for some reason, then maybe you can
Yeah.
actually get something. But
What?
the odds of you actually getting anything by going mid lane are minimal. You've already got both the turrets, which was really good for you. Now you need to focus elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, they've still got a pink ward up by Baron on blue team. They shouldn't have that when you have this kind of control on the map.
Exactly. Like,
Run, motherfucker.
looks like Vygar might go down here. Is this cage on cooldown? Must
Yep.
be.
It
Has
is.
to be. So like, when you're running from Rengar, stay away from the bushes as much as possible.
Yeah,
Because like, the problem is he ran up to the edge of the bush and then he realized, oh shit, I can't be here.
That Scion ult was a little rough.
Scion ult right into them. This is a 4v5. This is where they want to fight. And
Yep,
Jin is
this where
actually
they
in
go. So
bot
they're
lane.
from
This
blue
is
team, they're right at the Baron. Corki gets a good package over the wall. That's really good for them.
That's a, oh man,
A little late on the
Terracle, too.
Terracle, but it was-
Oh, that's nice.
worked out.
good for chasing.
All right, we'll see if Corki can take out Scion. Nope, Sion's gonna get out. Gangplank's gonna get out. Gangplank's still full health. Jin bot lane. For
Ooh,
some
a
reason.
nice
Not too sure
smite
about that.
E from the Rengar.
I don't really feel like you needed to flash there.
Ooh,
Nice
yeah.
escape by the Rengar, jumped out of the way of the cage.
But I mean-
Um,
I understood what he was doing. He didn't want to get hit with a knock-up and then killed, but you're dead anyway. I'm pretty sure you can get him there.
so Jin being bot lane ended up sort of working out for his team, but that could have gone. If his team got ace there, that was Baron, and they very well
Yeah.
could have.
And I think even without the ace, I think if blue team doesn't chase as hard, even if they don't get a Baron, like there's still a mid outer up. Like you can get lots of things off of that fight without chasing.
Can I just say I'm really enjoying watching the Viger support?
Yeah, this guy's.
Of
this
course
guy's
you
doing well.
are.
I like how he's playing.
It's how it's done. I mean, the only thing is he hasn't built his support death cap, which I'm disappointed in. But like, you did build like the Zanya's is really good because you have a like anti-Rengar button.
Anti-Rengar, anti-Maokai, anti-Twitch
Yeah.
flank. It's really good in this scenario.
Yeah, that's a really good button given what you've got. And the haunting guys, I don't think is that good on Viger. And
Not
the
after the
reason
changes.
is, yeah, well, the reason is you deal 2% more damage for each second you're in combat with champions. You burst everybody in like a quarter second.
Yeah.
That's your button. So you're
Yeah.
not in combat for.
You would want Oblivion Orb for what the
Ooh,
old.
nice cage by Vagar.
Really nice.
Yeah, blue team getting desperate for plays here to try to get back, but they're forcing things
Alright.
too much. And
So this is a Baron. This is a Baron right now. They give up
just
on
run.
Corki. They give up on
Run
Maokai.
Baron.
They go to Baron. That is 100% the right call here. We'll see what they do. You're not gonna kill Maokai, buddy. It's not gonna happen.
yeah, it looks like they're
Feels next to
thinking
the
more
damage they
pushing
pull out.
down.
All right, guys. So
So go Baron.
their
Just
jungler is
Baron.
dead for what, like 25 seconds. Their bot lane is dead. You guys are all full HP. That's a
I
Baron.
think they figured it out. I think.
They
no?
figured it out too late. They can't do it now. Rengar could steal it.
Gonna try though.
Yeah, but will he?
Yes.
And blue team actually still has that pink there, and they did not find it to clear, so that actually will give them some vision here. Oh,
They know that
Vagar
the
did end
Baron-
up finding
looks like
it.
they might
Yeah, but the
burst it
Baron's
anyways.
probably gonna die before they can really truly contest it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mountain Infernal,
Looks like it's
it's
alright.
gone.
Works out for them. Needed to be more decisive, but doesn't end up costing them anything, so it's alright. But the point being, like, you're not going to get anything mid lane without Baron. You're never going to break that mid lane turret without Baron or acing them. It's just not going to happen. And even being there is just a waste of time for everyone.
Got another dragon coming up here. Infernal.
So, well, we got a little lull here. So, a mistake that a lot of low elo players make, and by low elo I mean like Diamond 4 below, is that they start like farming camps when they have Baron. The ideal setup right now is you stick Gangplank in the top lane. What's the next dragon spawning?
50 seconds. Yeah.
And it's an Infernal. That's what I meant. I didn't check it, but you've got Infernal spawning in 50. Gangplank has teleport. All you guys have to do is pressure either mid or bot. Doesn't really matter. I think bot inhibitor is worth more because it helps you with getting subsequent barons. But you get Gangplank pushing top lane. Send the rest of the team bot lane. You have the threat of the Vigar cage. Oh, looks like Taric goes down. TP canceled by Maokai. And then you just 4-1, and then you win the game because Gangplank
Yeah.
is huge. Look at his
If
items.
Rengar just popped. He better be able to one-shot that if he's gonna pop it.
Ooh,
Very
didn't
close.
he does go down to
Oh,
the
they
Twitch
got him.
ult though, but everyone else is going to
That
die
might
in the
be
But it had to
process.
put their whole team out of position to get it.
Yep,
That's
Yeah, this is probably game over right here.
this is game. Yeah.
all right. Good game. Their rotation ends up working anyways.
I will say with the setup, yes, I think that in all like optimal, like yes, you want the Gangplank top, but I think in anything diamond or below, it's sometimes okay to just have the whole team together, just because people are going to make those mistakes that start a team fight or something like that.
Sure.
So it's
sure.
better to just be there in the first place to help
Why
your
are you
team.
taking out the inhibitor? The Nexus is open.
Yeah. And the game.
You don't get bonus points for taking out unnecessary objectives.
Oh, GP takes his first death of the game to the fountain. And that's GG.
GG, everyone.
All right. So, Rengar, work on your early pathing and try to abuse passive junglers like a Mumu more.
All right, so who are we gonna give our MVP to this game? What do we
I
got
know
here?
who Blake wants to give it to.
I know who I'm gonna be inclined to agree with him.
I think I am as well. He set up most of the picks. Gangplank had the most kill participation. Or yeah, he did. Right?
Yeah.
I
I believe so.
But let me look at the damage chart, and that'll help me decide. Vigar 18,000, Gangplank 26,000. So I still think that Vigar probably did the most with his setups on the cages.
Yeah, he had
honestly. I
good
think
cages, not only for catches, but he also had some good defensive
Disengage.
cages. Yeah.
Disengage.
Ah.
Thank you.
What do we think
Amazing.
about the Rengar though on the enemy team?
I
Rengar
think-
was trying, but he was a little too passive in the early game. His boot choice was not ideal. I think he would carry a lot harder if he went Moby boots, and his pathing, he didn't path specifically to deny a Mumu, which is what you want to do against a Mumu. So definitely room for improvement, but mechanics are fine on the Rengar. I think you just need to learn a little bit more about pathing, and you'll be on your way.
Either way, GG everyone. It was fun to watch. Let's jump back into the homeroom and see what's going on.
All right.
Oh yeah.
GG guys.
Great Jerb.
Is that what
Y'all,
GG stands for? Great Gerb.
Yes, great Jerb.
all right. Since Blake's already coaching me, you gotta tell me how I did in the Vigar game.
I think you got a lot of praise, dude.
I didn't watch the VOD.
Yeah, you'll have to go back. You got a good amount of praise. You played it well, man.
Yeah, I think you did good. Yeah. Good.
How do I sign up for coaching?
Ask.
Yeah.
Blake, can I get coached?
Yeah.
Donate. Holy fuck. God, I love Five's environment. God, so much, dude. Such feels good, man.
You should try threes.
I feel like I wouldn't like.
You would love threes, Rhino. You played it with me the one time and one other person, and when we've got the full group, you loved it.
Probably for fives. I don't know about threes though. I remember I played with JKaz and we got absolutely shit stomped.
Yeah, but when you play with JKaz and me, we fucking shit stomped them because I told you just go Kane.
I only had one provisional game on threes though. I literally have 1 of 10 games played.
Yeah, we played on normals, I thought. You went Kane, I thought. Or was that
That wasn't me, dude. I don't play that
was
much Kane.
Tagan. No, it wasn't Tagan. Who was it?
It might have been me, man.
I think it was you, Dragon. That was like your first time ever playing threes, though, wasn't it?
No.
Hold on.
Whoever it was,
Somebody-
their very first time playing threes, they played Kane and fucking got to shit stomp everything because I was on my Renekton.
Yo,
Aries, maybe?
wait, who are the Taric and Twitch bot lane?
Me and Rinsaku.
Dude, the fucking troll double press the attack. I was like, all right, we need to play super fucking safe because they're gonna have so much early game pressure.
To be
If
fair,
they get us with that, we're fucking dead. Like it's game over for us.
to be fair, you were supposed to be facing Leona Tarek bot lane.
Leona Taric.
Oh,
my God.
Leona Tarek, that sounds even better.
Yup.
Holy fuck, I'm
I
pretty
should have
sure-
went Ezreal. I should have just straight up went Ezreal to counter the Jhin after the but oh well. Good game, man. You did good.
Right, you should have gone double execute if you're doing that.
Oh,
So
God.
I was listening on
So
Life
much
Pro
damage.
Tips, right? And on Life Pro Tips on Reddit, it says this tip: if you think someone is giving you a fake phone number, read it back to them incorrectly. See if they
Oh, I've heard that
correct
one.
you. How about this? Why do you want to know that?
If somebody's trying to give you a fake
If
phone
somebody's trying to
why
give you a
want
fake
their
phone
in the
number,
first place?
yeah, you just fuck them. Like, how
Yeah.
about that?
That's
There's
true.
my
Two
survival
things.
tip.
One of two things.
Fuck them.
One,
Rape party?
one, don't even like try to associate with them. Or two,
Well,
are you skeptical of everybody? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's
well, all right.
and I mean,
It's talking
That's
of
the
a
other thing, is,
situation
what
like
good
you're-
is gonna come out of
Yeah.
this for you?
And
You're
like,
gonna confirm that somebody's weirded out by you and trying to escape.
yeah, like
How
what do
does
you
that
do?
make the next 5 minutes pan out? Any
it makes
differently?
point where you call or text that number, not like you don't take that step where you call or text the number. Like, have you ever seen those texts where it's like, "Hey, so and so, like we hung out last night, had a really good time." The person's like, "Bruh, they gave you the wrong number." It's like,
Oh wait. Actually, I just thought of something that this is actually a pretty good tip now that I think about it.
Fuck.
Okay, so I represented a dude like 5 or 6 years ago who went to a party. He was talking to this girl, and the girl says she'll bang him if he'll send her a dick pic.
Oh
Right?
no.
And she gives him
Oh,
a fake
God.
phone number.
Oh.
And so he's too scared to take a picture of his own dong. So he sends a dick pic that he downloaded off the internet
Right.
to this phone number.
Was it
And he
Jackson's wife?
immediately gets a call back, and it's like, "Why the fuck are you sending pictures of a dick to my 7-year-old daughter?"
oh my god.
Oh
Hot.
jeez.
Yeah. So
Oh.
he got charged with distributing pornography to a minor,
Yeah. What
and
the fuck?
I ended up getting it dismissed with an agreement that he paid the mother's phone bill for 1 month.
That's not too bad.
I mean, that's better than
unreal.
getting put on the sex offenders
as a-
list.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
really.
Definitely, dude. I mean,
He had
that's a
to
pretty
pay
good story,
mom's
though.
He had to pay mom's phone bill for a month as an
Oh,
apology for
dude.
sending her kid a dick pic.
Holy.
Yeah.
We also explained
That's
the
fucking
story to
funny.
her, and like I had to get like 3 of his friends at the party to confirm that yes, he was talking to a girl, yes, he was super excited that he was gonna get laid, and he was very nervous about sending a dick pic to her.
Holy cow.
I put that in a fucking affidavit
Oh
and
my
submitted
god.
it to a court of law.
So, there needs to be a movie.
I did here's another good one. I did a probation violation case, and in the record, I'm not even gonna give you guys context. I'm just gonna read a
Wait,
direct
really,
quote.
really quick
Alright, here
before
we
you
go.
start this, there is in the homeroom chat, community games check-in, there's a new game. Join it. There's a password there. Get in here, guys. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so no context. I'm just gonna like I remember a clip verbatim of
What's
something
the
my
game called?
client said,
Lolas.
and I want to put it on a plaque, right? And just put it in my bathroom, right? But anyway,
What's
in
the
my bathroom
password?
at the office.
Lola.
So here's the quote from my client. Okay, I peed. It was human and it was mine.
What?
That's the quote.
I peed, it was human, and it was mine.
Yeah,
Wow.
What?
that's the quote.
That's
Poetic.
That's hard to argue.
No context. for that
Very
quote.
poetic.
But all right, now that I told you guys the quote, here's what happened. She was accused, and she did fake a sample. Like she went in to take a urinalysis test, and she's like hiding her crotch from the person who's supposed to be watching her pee in a cup. And she looks like she's having a really hard time, like struggling and whatever. And the person's like, "Okay, stop. Are you do you have something inside of your body that you're trying to use to substitute for urine?" And she's like, "No." And he was like, "Okay." And then they look at the sample, and it's orange in color, has particulate matter floating around in it,
Oh my
and
God.
quote, "a very pungent, fruity aroma." I
It was orange
believe it
juice?
was orange juice, right? Or she was like, she put an orange up there and was just
Oh my
Kegels
God.
crushing it. Yeah, I think that's what she was trying to do. So she gets a little bit out, and she tries to hand him this little sample, and they're like, "No, are you sure this is pee?" And she's like, "Yeah, 100%." And they're like, "Okay, well, you're gonna have to drink some water and pee some more because you barely got anything in the cup." And she's like, "Oh my god." And so she drinks water, goes back in there, and like restrains again, and fills